once again for All-Star Wrestling. This is Fred Everett with you for the following hour, and what a show we have lined up for you today. You're not going to believe the wrestlers that are here today. Claude Patterson in the first match against Bob Brown. And Bob will have plenty to talk about later, and we have a report, of course, on his match this past week with Jerry Miller. In the second match of the day, Bob Geigel will be going against Johnny Ramirez. And you remember what happened last week when Ramirez got tangled up with the wrong fella, Sonny Myers. There was a little blood spilled here in our studio ring. We're going to see if that can be avoided today, of course. And in our final fall today, it'll be the Stomper matched against Frank Hickey. Now, you can see the wrestlers coming into the ring. Claude Patterson has just entered the ring on my left, or on my right, on the left of your television screen. And now you see his opponent. There is Bob Brown. Referee Richard Moody from Abilene, Texas, checking out the wrestlers, making certain no man is carrying any hidden equipment. Brown on the right, 240. Patterson on the left, 255. Your referee Richard Moody, and this match is underway. Well, this is certainly unexpected, and I'm sure that the referee will have some words to say to the commission about that later. That was Bob Geigel. You saw the back of his back and the back of his head there, and he was coming up to the ring, it looked like, to give Brown some instructions. Well, whatever Geigel told him seems to have taken effect, as Brown has taken early control of this match. Patterson standing in the middle of the ring, stalking his man, as it were. And it's into the ropes quickly with Brown, and a vicious forearm blow to the chest sends Brown complaining to the referee. And Claude Patterson going after Brown with a determined vengeance and fury. And now it's Brown who's not quite sure of himself. A bit timid now and moving in toward Claude Patterson. That standing wrist lock is proving very painful to Patterson, as you can see there in that picture. Referee circling the wrestlers, making certain of the legality of the hold at all times. Brown with his back to you. Patterson in pain from that standing wrist lock. And this past week in Kansas City, Kansas, in a disputed decision, Bob Brown emerged the victor over Jerry Miller, but only for moments, because the referee found out later from the fans close to ringside and from the wrestling commissioner what had happened in the ring, and it seems that Miller's foot was outside the ropes. Brown had pulled it back in long enough to get a 3 count on his man. So between those two fellas, there still has been no decision. And here you see Claude Patterson, aroused and enraged, dropping Brown to the canvas, and Bob Brown flat on his back on the mat for the first time in a good while, as he's found much more than he bargained for against Claude Patterson. So there's still been no decision between Bob Brown and Jerry Miller, and I understand the fans are still hollering for a match between these two fellows. And of course the promoters are always receptive to the demands of the fans. And yes, I see from my rundown of what's going to be happening in the area this next week that Miller and Brown will again go at it with certain conditions. We'll tell you about them after a while. And your All-Star Wrestling today providing plenty of action as Bob Brown and just as soon as we get ready to describe what Brown's doing, he pulls something different. I don't know what good that's going to do him. Go over and stick his head outside of the ropes, because Patterson's after him. But this Brown is a very shifty and tricky fella. And we've seen him before pull this chicken routine and then turn around 20 seconds later when he's caught his man off guard with some kind of a vicious counterattack. Some of the fans over on the far side of the ring getting a little too excited. Pounding on the mat, trying to get the referee's attention. They feel that Brown is not treating Patterson fairly. And a little bit of teeth there. Patterson's elbow taking on a few teeth marks there. Brown trying to get us back to the referee so he can try it again. Put behind the knee, drops Patterson to the mat with a thump. Patterson outweighs Brown by some 15 pounds. But it's Patterson on the mat. And Bob Brown out to show this bigger fellow that he has a lot of wrestling savvy and experience on his side, as Jerry Miller has found out in the past few weeks. This thing between Brown and Miller has developed into major proportions. These fellows can't even stand to talk about one another, much less face one another in the ring. We'd like very much to be able to arrange a match between Brown and Miller for you here on television. If this thing keeps up, we may have it yet. Patterson wrenching his way to his feet. And now this studio is really rocking. The wrestling fans are hollering for retaliation from Patterson, and he's giving it to them. And now it's Brown in trouble in the corner. Brown in trouble. Back to his feet. Whoop. Going to recuperate a little more here. Getting his head outside the ring. Well, first one corner and then the other, as Moody counts him back into the ring. And then the other corner, as Brown bicycles his way away from his opponent. Gentleman behind me getting a little too... Plenty of holds, good weight, fine strength and conditioning. But some folks would say that Claude Patterson isn't quite mean enough. Well, today he's been plenty mean, and Bob Brown has taken the brunt of it. And now a vicious kick to the back. It doesn't bother Patterson. He's back to his feet. See if he can break away from the standing arm lock. Brown again bringing his teeth into the act. Pardon me, sir. You'll have to keep your seat. You'll have to keep your seat. Patterson attacked from behind. Patterson edging his man to the ropes. The hold will have to be broken. And Patterson taking quick advantage of the situation. Throws Brown over his shoulder and past to the canvas, but not with quite enough force. Brown isn't ready to be pinned yet. But we're really seeing something today. An aroused Claude Patterson in action against Bob Brown. Brown taunting his opponent. Now they're away from the ropes, and what's going to happen? Again, it's Patterson showing the superior strength. Which one's going to hold out the longest? Boy, there's pain in those fingers right now, fans. Now Brown trying to twist things to his advantage. Watch out, Patterson. Brown getting a bit of extra leverage from that foot to the rope. Claude Patterson's arm sockets are taking a good bit of punishment right there. Oh! But again, Patterson's superior strength slams Brown to the mat. But as you can see on your screen there, his left shoulder was not quite to the canvas. Now he has a foot hooked over the ropes, and the hold has to be broken. Referee counting Brown back into action. Little lull here, each man studying the other. Brown staying very close to those ropes and into that corner just in case. And now one of Brown's hollered taunts at Patterson draws the wrath of the crowd. The fans hollering for Brown to wrestle. Patterson came to wrestle. Brown taking more punishment in this match than he has in the last few weeks. He may have bitten off more than he could chew when he agreed to a television match with Claude Patterson. You can see Patterson's spirit today, fans. This is a one fall or a 15-minute time limit match. 5 minutes remain in the contest. And so far, it would almost have to be rated even up. Patterson has shown the better wrestling. And, of course, Brown, with that unmerciful killer instinct, is always dangerous. I'd like to see Patterson take the initiative here. And he just may. Now, the referee watched him closely. May have been a little too much toe in that one. And after break, he's choking his man. And now Patterson is a little addled. But not so addled that he can't seize quick advantage. And Bob Brown's wrist is left unguarded. And we can tell from the expression on Patterson's face that he's been humiliated on television long enough. He came to wrestle. We remarked last week, Patterson at times has seemed to be a little overmatched. At times has seemed to lack that killer instinct. But today, he's really been in control. As we mentioned, Brown always dangerous. Will have to be watched. Brown rolls his opponent away from him. Patterson again quickly moves to the attack. This is the most aggressive we've seen Claude Patterson. Now notice on those midsection blows, here's where your conditioning tells Brown didn't even move and was hardly phased. You look at a fella like this and you can easily be deceived. Some people would say that a bit of flab here and there. And his midsection doesn't look quite as trim as some of the younger fellows. But fans, when that midsection is all hard muscle, it doesn't make any difference whether it's 37 inches around or 32. When it's muscle, you got a man in trouble. And that's what Patterson is right now. Action right above us at our ringside microphone on All-Star Wrestling. The referee counting Brown away. And Patterson is in the ropes. The hold has to be broken. Referee holding Brown away. Knee to the chest. Now what? And Patterson weakening fast from those vicious slaps and forearm blows of Bob Brown. Taking a tremendous amount of punishment, and now a slam to the canvas. He took that. It looked like on the small of his back. Holy smoke. I thought he was going to miss him, but he clipped him with his knee on the chin of Patterson. Ouch. Both of them slamming to the canvas. Brown used that tactic last week in one of his other matches. And we are seeing action today. It's over. You can see there, those slams to the canvas had so weakened Patterson